Today is the first ever podcast. I'm so excited about this. It's 3 minutes past 8 p.m. Remember, this is Rhythm and Junction with Marktus75 here on ML Radio. It's going to be dropping like every Wednesdays, and we shall be doing a repeat on Fridays. We shall be dealing with culture and lifestyle, different topics, and I believe each and everyone has been waiting for this kind of podcast. You know, it's the first ever podcast in the land with the most exciting topics dealing with toxic relationship. In the studio, I'm joined by a guest whom I'm going to introduce later after the break. Welcome to ML Radio's first ever podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me for your first ever podcast at ML Radio.
Okay.
I'm honored to be a guest.
Today we shall be dealing with toxic relationship. It's a crash thing.
Okay, cool.
Like in most cases, we find ourselves in toxic relationships and we don't seem to get even to the next level. How we deal with it, and how do we first of all even find out like someone is in a toxic relationship. Your name, please?
Peace Mugisha, and I'm glad to be talking about toxic relationship with you here at ML Radio. Basically, someone will be asking out there, will be asking, what is toxic?
Yes.
What is a toxic relationship?
Yes.
So a toxic relationship is something that hinders your comfortability,
Okay.
that messes with your peace of mind, probably something that makes you uncomfortable. Must be toxic to you. Toxic is subjective. It's wide. So between you and me, something that makes you toxic, that may appear toxic to you, may not really be toxic to me. Like if you say words like, look at that fool.
Yes.
You get.
Yes.
You may be bothered by words, yet me, words don't bother me. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that to another human being, words may be toxic. Hence, creating that environment of being in a toxic relationship. So you have to first know what is toxic. It may be between child and parent, friends, colleagues, boyfriend, girlfriend. So let me say at your workplace, they may be not valuing you in your input. Your boss always looks down on you. That may be a toxic environment for you. A home may be like, you're always the one they are calling, you're a fool, you're what? Everyone is being mean to you. So that is also a toxic environment. In relationships, it may be like a guy, either way, the partner or the other, may be creating that toxic environment around you. So, yeah.
Remember this podcast specifically is proudly sponsored by Pedotap. Those who have never heard about Pedotap is a hand washing facility. It dispenses water without you touching the tap actually. So you'll find that it has a pedal, you step on the pedal and water pours.
Yeah.
That's the good thing with Pedotap. And Pedotap also helps you in reducing the usage of water. It minimizes cost of using water. You don't have to pick diseases from the hand washing facility. Mm-hmm. And it comes with so many benefits. So we're still going on with our Rhythm and Junction discussion. Today is dealing with toxic relationship, and we shall be returning after this short break.
What happens if we say we don't talk about the past and we only deal with the new? Because the old is gone and the new is here.
Rhythm and Junction with Marktus, 8 to 9 p.m. on ML Radio.
Still Rhythm and Junction going on with Marktus75. And of course, Lady Peace is in the studio, and we're going to now get to the depth of this discussion dealing with toxic relationships. Now, you've given us the broad bit of toxic relationship. What are these signs that can make someone feel like, I think I'm in a toxic relationship?
The signs also are dependent upon individual, yes? So let's say, let's talk about the male side of it, how you know that you're in a toxic relationship with him. One, he makes everything about him. He wants to be right. You see, if you have an argument, he'll be like, no, this is about me. No, I'm right. No. So he never takes your opinion into consideration.
What about if he's right about what he's talking to you
So
about? Because there is justifying and coming out clean,
Yes.
and the lady actually wants to put you down or something. So
Yeah.
how about if he's actually right, doing the
So
right?
what I want to bring out is arguments are healthy. They make you work together in a relationship. But where arguments, whereby one partner doesn't value your opinion, then that's with time. You see, being in a toxic relationship, it's about personality and character. You cannot mold behaviors of a person, right? So the person, we are talking about a relationship that has grown, not a relationship that is starting. So how do you notice that you're in a toxic relationship over time? You know, when you've just started dating and everything is smooth and everything is nice, the road is so, it's all rosy and gold.
In fact, they say that love at first is like the summertime. No one ever thinks that it's gonna end.
So what if it gets to the winter time? Then how prepared are you? You get it? So people change with time. Behavior crops up. You get to know the real person after time. I would give an example. If I dated my ex for approximately 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, and everything was all rosy and gold.
Yes.
But to the last 2 years, you this person busts out and you like, okay, I'd never seen this person in my life. Who is this person?
Should you say that is now the real person kicking
Yes,
in
so
real
now
life?
this is-
Like kicking
yeah, this
in.
is
You've
real
been,
person.
You've been living
Yeah.
in your own. In fact, you needed prayers.
So you get, so this person is when it's starting, it's healthy. But what if it gets to the behavior starts cropping up? You get to see the real character of a person. We can hide ourselves. I can really hide who I am.
But why should you hide? Why should you
Well,
hide? But don't you think that is also another sign of
you
being
see-
toxic in the relationship? Because
You
if
see,
you're hiding, that's
that's why
another
I'm
toxic
telling
thing
you.
in the relationship. Yes.
That's why I'm telling you, people, personality, character, morals, people define them differently. So if you really want to know me for who I am, then I keep telling, like when we share out with like the lock-ins with girls we have, it's better to date a friend than to date a stranger.
But how is that going to be possible? Because
So,
like you've done so many things about him, and
Let me
you just
finish. You see, you will understand how he reacts. If he says something like, you will see his character traits as your friends. You'll see how he engages with other people, how he carries himself around. That will give you a broad perspective of, can I be a wife? Can I be a girlfriend to this person? It's better to date a friend because 50% chances you know how this person is behaving. At a level of friendship with you, Marktus,
Yes.
you'll be like, what the hell? You will behave the way you want because we are friends.
But you have to keep like there's sometimes you have to keep check of whatever you're doing. By the way, those watching us, we are streaming live. It's 19 minutes past 8 p.m. and we're still discussing toxic relationship. Lady Peace is trying to make us understand the signs of these toxic relationships, but
The hardest bit of it is being in a toxic relationship with an introvert.
the person doesn't have to speak, or doesn't speak, like keeps
How
quiet.
will you know there's something wrong? It. What we define what is toxic.
You can know through signs.
Something
You can know
that-
through signs.
My friend,
You
people
come back
can
home and you
hide.
get things like you come back home and get things scattered all over and
Have you ever come back home and greeted someone who doesn't answer you and you're like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah, that is torture.
Eh?
That is
What
torture.
is that?
Serious torture.
That is called toxic.
But now, like, if you look at keeping quiet without talking as one of the signs of toxic relationships, I think that is the hardest bit, because it would be better for someone to actually beat you than keeping quiet. It pains so much.
Yeah, that's why I told you, like, levels of toxic relationship. Toxic, something that damages your happiness, your self-esteem, your peace of mind is toxic.
What happens if we say we don't talk about the past and we only deal with the new? Because the old is gone and the new is here.
Rhythm and Junction with Marktus, 8 to 9 p.m. on ML Radio.